Hello everyone and welcome. It's Shanna. So glad you're here today. Now today I'm working with the Stampendous Christmas Morn Nativity set from Spellbinders. Picked this up from Spellbinders and it is basically a three-piece die. It's got the scene, the star, and then the background piece. This is the background piece here. Here's the scene and we've got the star. And it's just a three-piece die set. It's on sale. You can pick it up. And I have got the gold cardstock mixture from Spellbinders. It is it has all of the different panels, and we're going to use kind of the brushed metallic is what we're going to use. And I'm just going to cut this strip off so that the sticky doesn't grab a hold of my cardstock and mess it up. And we're just going to use this back panel. It's like the brushed matte mirrored cardstock here, and we're going to use it for our card. This is going to be a simple card. I have had a busy day and I needed to get a video going, and so I thought I would keep it simple. Now this is a die set, and I'm noticing that I'm reaching under that guillotine. That probably wasn't very smart, but anyway, this is a die set that you could duplicate over and over and over for your Christmas cards, and it would not be difficult. It would be a very simple card that you could make many of, and it would be beautiful. If you love to do the nativity scene like I do, you would really love this set, and you can pick it up at Spellbinders, I think fairly inexpensive right now. I'll link all the materials in the description box below. So I'm going to die cut out the scene and the star in this Spellbinders gold, and I'll link the cardstock in the description box below. I know I'm not calling it the right name. Anyway, I'm just going to pop out all these pieces, and you've got this beautiful scene on this gold, and I just think it's lovely. And then I've got the extra star that I can layer up on there, and then you need to do the back panel to it, and then you've basically got a card. I mean, this is a super simple, fast, and easy way to make a card. And I needed something simple tonight because I've had a full day, and we're going right into Thanksgiving, and tomorrow I've got all the cooking. Now tonight I made Chex Mix, and I wrapped several presents. I went to the store and got last minute items that I need. I had a hair appointment earlier, got my hair done, got dinner cooked, and got to wrapping and making Chex Mix, and then I had a few minutes in the craft room. So I've got Stormy Sky, Uncharted Mariner, and Black Soot that I'm going to use. I'm going to bring in a couple blending brushes, and we're just going to get to blending on this panel. So I've got one of the Spellbinders big, beautiful, luscious blending brushes that I'm going to use for the blue. And then I don't have an extra one for the black soot, so I'll bring in a different one for that. But we're going to start out with a Stormy Sky, and it's going to kind of make just a dirty blue on here. And I want to have like a halo in the center area and just kind of go around the outer edges with these different blues. And we're just going to start with a Stormy Sky. We're going to move into the Uncharted Mariner, and then we'll bring the black soot in, and we'll kind of keep this halo. Now, I didn't get it directly in the center, but it doesn't matter because our die is small enough that I can kind of shift it to the side, and we'll be all right. And I'm just kind of putting my fingers there so that I kind of keep that lighter area in the center, and I've got like a glow there in the center, and that's what I'm trying to do. If I had some masking magic or something like that I could put in there to use, but I just decided to just kind of wing it and go around there, and we'll just keep layering it up. The great thing about Spellbinders cardstock, I think this is, I don't know if it's Cascade or Breeze, I don't know. It's one of the blues from Spellbinders. The Spellbinders cardstock blends beautifully. And I'm not even trying here. I'm just really rough doing it because it's late and I'm tired and I need to get a video going. And so I'm just going to blend around there. And you can see I've got a pretty good blend, and I've got a little bit of a halo going on there. Now I've got a Hero Arts brush that I've not used, and I'm going to use it for this black soot. And this is going to be my black blending brush going forward so that I can have a bigger one for black. I've been using black periodically, and I've been using a smaller one, and it'd be nice to have a bigger blending brush for that. So I went ahead and took a brand new Hero Arts brush, and I'm going to use it for my black and just blend it in. And you can see we're really getting some dark. We've got some lighter blue, some darker blue, and then some black on here. Now we don't need to worry about the whole panel because we're going to die cut out. So I'm going to lay our die in the center, and we're going to die cut out from there. But I've got a big mess on my glass mat here. So I'm going to just try and line this up. We'll clean up the big mess. We'll come back in and we'll get it die cut out. So I paused, I cleaned it off, and we're going to bring in our, I've got the Anna Griffith Impress, and I'm going to use it to die cut this out. And I'm just kind of centering my little back piece die, my background die, around my haloed area so that when I lay that down on there, we've got like the light shining down from the star. I think it's simply beautiful. And my fingers are so inky, and I just got my nails done yesterday. So I'm going to try and clean them up a little bit so I don't make a mess and get get everything cleaned up and organized. Then we're going to come in and we're going to work with this. Now I was thinking, yeah, this looks really good. And then I thought, you know what I need? I need some stars back there. So let's bring in some of our oxide sprays and just add some stars. So I've got the, it's the candle one. I can't think of what it's called. I'll show it here in a minute. But I'm just going to spray and get some stars on there. It's the Halloween candle one. I can't remember what it's called, but I sprayed it and I got some real nice starry looking blots on there, and even kind of kept it up high. And so that's going to work out great. I'm trying to get this heat tool plugged in, and we're just going to heat it up and get it dried so that I can work with it right away. So I'm just going to take my embossing tool and just get it heated up, and then we'll be able to work with it, and it'll be fine. So this really came together pretty quickly. Now this video is about less than 15 minutes, but I did speed part of it up 1.5 times, and I did edit out where I was at the die cutting machine and away from the desktop. But otherwise, I think in total the video was 22 minutes before I kind of weeded out some of the dead space. So it really came together very quickly. So you could make you could probably make 4 of these cards, in an hour and a half or whatever, I don't know. And you could do it much quicker than that if you kind of did like a production line. Just die cut several pieces out and ink blended, several panels, and then just assembled. And certainly if you're not videoing, you can get it done a lot quicker. Part of the length of time was me going, oh, which cardstock do I want to use behind it? And kind of digging through, and then, oh, which stamp do I want to put on it? And, kind of that. If you're not videoing and that, you can probably lay all that out ahead of time and then just quickly create several of these cards. If you want a religious Christian card, this is a perfect one for it. And I really like having these available. So, and this cardstock from Spellbinders is just beautiful. And with that blue blended panel behind there, I just think it looks like that star is shining right down on the manger. So I'm going to take one of these 1mm square foams that I have here and just put it on the diagonal on my star, and it actually fit perfectly. And then I can have some dimension with my star. And you've got a good deboss detail there on the die cut piece, and it helps you to line that up. And now we've got some dimension there, and I think this is just gorgeous. Now you could take that background die and cut a card base that is in that shape and just go with that. But I'm going to bring in some of my Spellbinders cardstock, and I'm just going to layer it up. And we're going to create just a beautiful card, an A2 size card. So I'll give my card base a press. I make my own. They are hammer mill 120-pound cardstock, and I just cut them in half, score them and cut them in half. If you score them first and cut them in half, as Jennifer McGuire says, it saves a step. And then we're going to bring back our colors in and just go with that. And I think it's going to be really pretty. Now, I did think for a minute about maybe, 3D embossing a panel, but I'm going to show so little of this blue. And I probably could have gutted it, but I didn't. I'm just going to have 1/8 of an edge showing all the way around this with this blue. And I'm going to try and get it laid down on there right. And then I'm going to have a little bit of an edge, and I'm going to trim it up and then I'll have to wind up trimming the bottom later. But we're just going to have an 1/8 of an edge, tiny little frame around here, and then we'll have the gold panel. Very much Gina K style. Gina always puts a little fine black, just probably an 1/8 of an inch black around all of her cards. So we're going to use this. I think this is indigo this is the indigo color from Spellbinders, I think. And I'm just trimming it up to get that white edge of card base around there, realizing that I'm going to need to trim the bottom of it. So I'm taking an 1/8 of an inch off of both the side and the bottom of this, and I'm going to lay it down. We'll have a teeny tiny little edge around there. I think it looks really pretty. So today, I think I said I went and got my hair done. It's always an event because I have to go out of town and go to where my nephew is, and it takes quite a while. And we had the best time just hanging out and chatting. And he, as soon as I got there, he said, I guess we've got some stuff to talk about, because I've had some stuff going on that he wanted to talk about. And so we just had just a wonderful time visiting with each other. He's such a great colorist. And so he, spent a lot of time getting just the right color on my hair. And we actually took 6 inches off my hair. And so I just feel a lot lighter. But the hair is nice, but the visit with him was even more important. And so it was really a wonderful day. And then I got home. Actually, I stopped by the store to pick up a few last-minute Thanksgiving things, and then got dinner. And then eventually we got to making of this card. But it was just a really, really fun day, so I enjoyed it. It was crummy, it was rainy and foggy, and the highway was yucky, and cars were terrible. And I pulled off to get gas. And when I went to get back on the highway, the semis were just horrible. And but I was glad to get home and just have a blessed day, Anyway, so I'm going to pop this up, and we're going to get it laid down on this beautiful, gorgeous cardstock from Spellbinders. And I think it's pretty. I'm going to leave the front of it alone. I like the simplicity of it. And we're going to bring in a stamp set for the inside. Now I'm going to bring in Stampendous Christmas Blessings Sentiments. And I'm going to bring in my Misty, and we're going to stamp up. And the stamp that I'm going to use for this is, May the true spirit of Christmas fill your heart and home with warmth and joy throughout the year. Because I think this card reflects the true spirit of Christmas. So I'm going to carefully lay it down in my Misty. My Misty looks terrible because I have done so many blend. That's a waffle flower sticky mat that's on the inside of that. And I have ink blended and alcohol markered it and all kinds of stuff on it. It is clean. It has been to the kitchen, and I've used Dawn on it, but it just is stained up. And I'm going to carefully lay this down in here and very gently press this sentiment so that we don't squish it and we get a good pressing. And we're going to have our sentiment on the inside of this card. I will do a couple of kind of inkings just to get it really good, because I think it's better to go light and multiple times than to go heavy and squish. And I have got my Christmas jammies on. I know it's a little early. It's not Thanksgiving yet, but we're moving into that weather where I want to have my cozy jammies on. So we'll give it a second stamp. And I'm using my fist, but it is just really light. And we've got a beautiful sentiment on the inside of the card. And this one's actually going to be finished, because I'm going to flip this thing over, and I am going to put my stamp on the back of it as well. So we've got the inside sentiment and the back of it done. And the front is just beautiful. I think it's a very understated, beautiful Christmas card. So I hope you like it. I've got some pictures here to show you some close-ups, and I just appreciate you guys all watching, and thanks for visiting, and I hope you have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.